Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro, and I'm joined with three other classmates. One's a two-facer, and one is a regular guy. Depending upon how your screen is set up, the guy with the black turtleneck is Bob Hunter, and the other two people are Uncle Fester and Cousin It from, what was that show?
The Munsters.
The Adams
Family.
The Adams Family. So we want to talk to you tonight about, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's impossible to believe, but the 50th, God, I lost 10 years. The 50th anniversary of the class of 1972 at Assumption College. And Neil Burgess, why don't you tell us the dates of that event?
The dates are June 10th, June 11th, and June 12th.
In 2022?
2022.
You know what? If I do the math on that, that's 50 years since we graduated.
June 3rd, 1972.
Oh, wow. Okay. So 50 years in a week. So Bob Hunter, we should tell people that we're doing videos because we find that more people will tune into the entertainment value of a video, whereas when they see a letter, they know it's asking for money. But you're not getting away with it because we're still going to ask for money. Now, I want to just tell people, the other members of the class reunion committee, and then Mr. Hunter, you can tell them because you're the finance guy. And we also had other financial input from another classmate who can't be identified, but is what do you call it? Financially connected. So I'll do the committee members, okay? Ready, guys? And they're in alphabetical order. Bob Austin, Neil Burgess. Neil, that's you. Wave to everybody. There's Neil Burgess. Steve Densberger, John DePietro, that would be me. David Dumais, Paul Giorgio, Bob Hunter, wave Hunty. Ron Micah, Mike Parachuk, who has a twin playing on the Assumption basketball team right now. Billy Pedersen, Jack Taglia, and Paul Verderisi. So, Mr. Hunter, I understand that in addition to getting together, we're also looking to create a gift. This is where the asking for money part comes in. Can you tell us a little bit about what the goal is and participation rate and where the money goes?
So the first goal we have is that we want maximum participation of the class.
Right.
Of course, that would be 100%.
Right.
But more realistically, we've established a goal of $100,000 as from the class for all forms of gifts that the class gives.
Right. So say you're given to something else during the year, like a special project, like a scholarship fund or a speakers program. Any money that you give to Assumption during the year will be counted, right? Am I right?
Right. And one of the main goals, or one of our objectives, is that we allocate as much of our gifts to the Jack Bishani Legacy Scholarship that was established back in '93 when Jack died.
Okay, Neil, tell our classmates who Jack Bishani is.
Jack Bishani was, I know him as Bisky, and he was class president for 4 years.
Right.
Then he went on and worked for the college for several years. And there, hopefully most of you know that he passed some 20 years ago or so.
Yeah, it's more than that. Yeah, it'll be coming up on 30 years. Yeah. So Hunty, thank you, Mr. Burgess. Mr. Burgess 1 and Mr. Burgess 2. See, folks, here's the deal. Here's what's happened to Neil. He had a traumatic issue where he couldn't tell whether he was a basketball player or a coach. So he split his personality, and now he's two people in one. That's why you see two Neil Burgesses. So, Mr. Hunter, because we're at a certain age, there are people that may have had IRAs and 401ks and 403bs and WXYZs. But that gives us some opportunities where we can make gifts to the college, and it doesn't hurt as bad because it's not really coming out of our pocket right now. Could you
Right.
discuss a couple of those things?
Okay, so everybody in the class is going to be receiving a letter from the alumni office talking about what they refer to as the 4 or 5 possible ways. But what we'd like to concentrate on, and those things include, cash gifts, of course, and, giving appreciated stock. But we happen to be in a sort of an unusual situation because we're one of the first groups of alumni that are coming up to their 72nd birthday. And the IRS and the federal government has given people who are reaching 72 a requirement that if you have IRAs, investment individual retirement accounts, that starting at 72, you have to start making what they refer to as required minimum distributions, which means that you have to start drawing down those funds that you've established. And the IRS has established rules which allow you to fund gifts to qualified institutions, such as Assumption, through a direct contribution from your IRA. And that contribution doesn't get figured into your tax returns. So you can make the contribution, it doesn't get taxed, but it gets credited against your required minimum distribution. And even if you're under 72, you can still make up to $100,000 directly from your IRA to the school, and that would also contribute towards 1, to the school, and 2, to reducing your taxable income.
Now, Hunty, let me ask you this. What if you have small unmarked bills that have been stuffed under your bed and your mattress for the last 30 years? Can you bring that money in small bags of money up to campus and still have that qualify?
Well, as long as it's under $10,000, yeah, that way they don't have to report it. But,
Okay.
all the small bills that are rolled up into little, things, yeah, that might be a little bit suspect.
Okay.
Okay. But oh, by the way, any advice that we give you here, we advise you to consult with your tax advisors or your accountants or whatever.
Basically, what he's saying is,
obviously not, tax people.
listen to somebody who knows what they're doing, because we have no clue whatsoever. But we're reading stuff that people who do have a clue told us to read. So how about appreciated assets?
That's actually, that's another thing that you can, you donate to the school, you get the value of it currently, and it's 100% value, whatever it's worth at the time that you donate it, you get that as the deduction.
Okay. So
again,
I mean,
it's a benefit to you. It's a benefit to you and the college.
Yeah, and it says donor advised fund distributions. I have no idea what that means.
Well, if you've got a charitable account, if you've got a charitable trust account, those are what they refer to as donor advised funds. And you can have the donor advised, your charitable trust, donate to the college out of that trust fund that you've got established.
Neil, are you as confused as me about what Hunty's talking about?
Absolutely, but Bob's doing a nice job explaining things.
He's doing a great job. And how about insurance policies, Hunty?
Same thing. You can, donate to the college your insurance policy. The college gets it. And I think actually one way of doing it is donate them, designate this college, designate the university as the beneficiary, so that if you got a life insurance policy, obviously it doesn't pay off until you die. But when you die, the university gets the funds, gets the insurance policy.
Right. So we don't want to see a lot of suspicious deaths about June of 2022, because we'll know that there's been some suspicious activity here just to get a cash gift. Now, okay, so we talked about those cash gifts of 10,000. If you want to give a gift of over $10,000, I don't know who that applies to. But you can do it over 2 years, right?
Yeah, as a reunion class, the school is saying that you can make a $10,000 gift and you don't have to make it all at once. You can do it over the 2 years.
Yeah, or if you have an extra $1 million, you can do 500,000 a year.
Oh, I'm sure they'd like,
Right,
we'll talk to you about how you can
here.
do that one.
Okay, we're gonna call some classmates that we haven't seen in a while, and do that. And then documented planned gifts. What's that mean?
You know, if you've got something already in your will or in your estate plan that you want to make a donation to the college, that's also being counted in towards the class gift here.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but back in 2017, for our 45th, one of our classmates actually made $100,000, what they refer to, I guess it was a documented gift, and that was counted towards our class gift in 2017.
Has that person ever been found?
I don't know who it is.
No, whatever.
Unless I'm looking at him.
Anyway, if you're looking at me, you ain't looking at the right person. I don't know about Neil. Neil's got all that money because he went to college for free. So he's got all that money built up. So basically, Neil, tell us those dates again.
Yeah, June 10th, which is the evening of the class reunion, when we're going to have the banquet for just the class members.
Yeah.
And then June 11th, which is a Saturday, they're going to have some activities all day long. And then Sunday, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a mass, and there's going to be a brunch of some type for Sunday during the morning and early afternoon.
Yeah, because we'd have to get back for our naps.
True.
In the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, some of us have a long ride home, so.
right. Yep. Hunter's got 10 miles to go to Sutton. I've got 4 miles to go to Worcester. And Neil, you got
2.5.
2.5 miles up Salisbury Street.
Right.
So, Hunty, did I forget anything here?
Well, John, the thing to remember is, you know, we're not talking about the gift. We're talking about participation,
right?
Attendance at the reunion. That's the thing that we want first.
Yeah.
We want maximum attendance.
Yeah. Because really, I mean, let's face it, guys. 55th reunion. I mean, nobody will even remember who the hell anybody is. And they'll have to give us food in a blender. So, you know, this is our really last time that we'll be able to cut our own food and feed ourselves. Right, Neil?
Yeah, I like the picture of the Maison behind you, John.
Yeah. By the way, Neil, that building back there, look at this windows right up here. That was a library.
Yeah.
You may not be aware of what a library was, because rumor has it you didn't spend much time there.
Well, actually, I did. I spent a lot of time, particularly downstairs in the language lab where Bob was down there working.
Oh, the language lab, right?
You mean I checked you in?
Right. Yeah. Neil, you used to spend all that money on that Coke machine outside the language lab where you could get a Coke for a dime.
Well, I needed a lot of money because I had to buy pizzas for Mizio.
Mizio, right? Exactly. I'll tell you, and Slover too, right? Yeah, all those Jersey boys are yours. So anyway, we should wrap this up right now because the FCC will get after us for disseminating crazy information. But guys, hey, I don't have to say ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty amazing.
You initially said ladies and gentlemen, you know.
Well, I don't know. So that is the Maison. There's a couple more new buildings that have been built in the last few years. But we're going to have a good time, and we want you to be there and stay whenever you see. I think this, Mr. Hunter, this is coming from your email address. So we will let people know that watch for Hunty's email address because he's the computer whiz. And Neil is the computer whiz down below because he's got himself and something else there. I have no idea what it is. That other brown square or black square or green square, whatever it is. But Neil, tell us those dates one more time.
Yeah, again, the actual reunion for our class will be June 10th, 2022. June 11th which is a very special day for me.
Why?
It's my birthday,
Oh, well, that's why they moved it to that
and I'll be
weekend.
72 on that day.
Oh, you'll be able to give that minimum required
Exactly.
distribution.
That's right.
And June 13th, Sunday.
No, June
Right.
11th.
June
Oh,
tw-
June
no,
12th.
12th. Neil, it
June
goes
12th, right.
10, 11, and 12.
12, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're too hungover from the 11th, and you won't be able to go home till the 13th.
And bring your yearbook with you.
Yeah, but that's right. Bring the yearbook. Wait, Hunting, let's do this. Anybody who shows up with our yearbook, let's give them a $5,000 bonus.
Okay.
Okay? There's a good bet. That, whatever. So from John DePietro and
Bob Hunter.
Neil Burgess,
let's say,
Go
go
Hounds.
Hounds.
go Hounds.
Go Hounds.